This is our individual episode with Noam Weissman.
The Executive Vice President of Open Door Media, and the host of Unpacking Israeli History, the #1 Jewish podcast in the world.
Hope you enjoy. Given the significant rise Open Door Media has seen after this conflict, as you had talked about, because you had talked about how almost disheartening yet exciting it is to have this rise of attention come, because it's disheartening the fact that it had to come after such an egregious and horrific conflict, but is exciting because attention is attention regardless. How do you think that Open Door Media will continue to play a role after the conflict? And what steps are you taking actively to ensure that the company retains its reach after the tension from the conflict subsides?
Listen, look at history right now. We have COVID, we have May 2021, we have 10/7. Each of those different moments has led to sparks of interest and curiosity. We've added, I don't know the exact number, but something like 30,000 subscribers since 10/7. We have 4.2 million unique watchers, viewers of our YouTube content, unique educational content since 10/7. We have over 350,000 downloads of Unpacking Israeli since 10/7. But what we've seen is every single time there's been an external moment that influences the world, it influences anyone that's interested in digital media, right? So what would be examples of that? COVID. Like I said, COVID. Everyone all of a sudden started saying, you know what you could do? You get your education online. And so we had a massive boost. It went, is the hockey stick effect, it's called. It went, going like this, and then boom, right? And after May 2021, Sheikh Jarrah and the rockets from Gaza and the social media war that took place, everyone starts searching in what is Hamas. Everyone starts searching in what's the history of Israel. Everyone starts searching in what happened in 1948, what happened in 1967, what's the story of 1973, who are Israelis, who are Jews, who are Zionists. And all of a sudden that leads to it. So when you're able to build on each of these moments, you're already there. That's the key. So you do two different things. One is you're proactive. You make content in advance of any sort of thing happening because you're able to anticipate. So one of the things that we did is we made a video after the war with Hamas in May 2021. We made a video on Hezbollah. Why do we make a video on Hezbollah, terrorists up north, right, in Lebanon? Well, we did that because we knew there would eventually be something going on with Hezbollah. And so we make a video about who is Hezbollah. And then you're able to, when something comes on, or when something is of interest to everyone and piques their curiosity, then all of a sudden the algorithm of YouTube goes like that, and it's crazy. So you're proactive. And then we're also reactive. We're able to make content very quickly after huge moments. So you get, it's both of those sort of games that we play on media to make sure that we're constantly proactively thinking and also having the tools to be reactive in the moment. And then with educational institutions, everyone's finding us now, even without proactive marketing, because we are the educational media players in this space.
Right. And do you think, aside from being reactive and proactive in terms of information, which is crucial, do you think that if there is kind of silence in terms of history with Israel, and I know that's hard to believe, but more silence relative to what's happening, would that hurt the company and its outreach if there's not really much to be proactive or reactive to?
If you find me a year in world history that there wasn't stuff going on with the Jewish people, I'd be fascinating to find that year. There will always be something going on. And it's not just about Israel. It's also about Judaism. It's also about the story of this religion and this people, because Judaism is both a religion and a people. And we're always going to want to be interesting people in their religion and in their story. Oz and Steven, we want you guys to know that if you have questions, you're typing in questions, you want to understand something about Judaism, spirituality, you want to understand something about the history of Israel, Jewish history in general, what happened during the Middle Ages, who is Rashi, what is the story of Maimonides, where are they from, what is this whole thing about, why do they matter? We want to make sure that you get these on YouTube. And people are interested in these stories, not just the story of specific conflicts with Israel. But yes, is it my hope that there aren't conflicts with the Jewish people and conflicts with Israel? Sure. Absolutely. But we're the storytellers of this generation, and we're going to make sure that we tell this story, the Jewish storytellers of this generation, and we're going to make sure to tell that Jewish story, which is always interesting, regardless of the tension or conflicts of that moment.
Right, right.
So I thought that approach was interesting too about being proactive, because not only you can boost viewership, but in a way you can also educate the people before the media hits them. For example, with Hezbollah, you could educate them on the terrorist organization before the media does, and in that way you're sort of counteracting any sort of bias that they might encounter had they only listened to the media beforehand.
That's the idea. That's exactly.